Ha ha ha. It's another quick and dirty Tuesday. Oh man, I thought I had some files going in here. Oh, I do, but it's gone quiet. That's all. Okay. So that's what I wanted to put on there for the happening of Gus going live. That was supposedly going to be applause, but what can we say? I've got sound effects happening. Can you see? Oh no, the sound effect's gone. What happened to D? Oh, that's interesting. It's not playing. Oh, because I turned it off over there. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Nice.
Yeah. See, sound effects happening now at last. Oh my, I'm having some fun with this anyway. So we'll do sound effects later when it's more fun. Now I can't turn them off. What the heck has happened there? Oh, look at that. Huh. I've got something else going on. All right, stop that. Okay, I'm confused. All right, there's a lot of stuff going on in my hot little life. Hot little life, that sounds bad. There's a lot of stuff going on in life at the moment. So I thought I'll integrate what's happening in life with the Quick and Dirty Tuesday. Hopefully the audio is good. I've got feedback from my consultant, James, who's telling me that the audio is always quiet. And I looked at it today, and one of the reasons is because I can't adjust the live mix volume coming out of the Rodecaster. So this thing here is what everything plugs into. Yeah, and it's got volume controls for pretty much everything except the final mix. There's a button in some software that I'm running which looks after the volume inputs, but if I change it to monitoring, then basically I lose control of the audio levels, the final output, and it feeds back. So I got to investigate that if I want to change that, but I don't want to change it, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. So to compensate, what I've done is I've upped the volume on the microphone that I'm talking into. And there's a whole lot of weird stuff going on with the cameras too. Like it's a really nice, what are we in autumn? Bright, sunny, cloudless, windy. You can hear the wind chimes in the background. It's gone quiet now. I love this. So yeah, it's a really, really bright sunny day. And because of that, the webcams, so that one and that one, they're really overexposed and blowing out. And to make the video camera, that one, my main camera, kind of match it, I've had to up the gain on it or the exposure level, and it's a lot brighter than what I'd prefer, to be honest. But I can't adjust the levels for the other cameras, so I've got to change this one to match it up. That's all boring stuff that you don't need to know. I don't know why I'm harping on about that. I had a very interesting online chat conversation, which I was tempted to share with you with Telstra about paying a bill, but it was just super frustrating and boring because no longer can we talk to human beings, it seems, with these large corporations all around the world. I think the same thing's happening everywhere. Yeah, people are basically are being replaced with chatbots and machines and stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to talk to someone. The chatbot kind of takes the call, and then it almost removes the call so that it's me then. I don't know. It kind of is a go-between. It's like it used to be like what secretaries did for bosses, I think. It jumped in, grabbed the call, and filtered it to see, do I want to pass this on to my boss or not? And that's what the chatbots are doing. They're trying to do all of the... But then they go a step further. They try and imitate the boss and give the answer to the business question that we've got, where all I want to do is talk to I was going to swear then. All I want to do is talk to a human being and have a conversation and just talk about, hey, I've got this bill which I want to kind of talk about. Yeah, the chatbot doesn't get nuance, it doesn't understand humor, and so it becomes this really awkward conversation where it's got this semi-friendly conversation kind of mode going, And I feel like the robot responding in single words, yes, yep, no, maybe, do this, do that. Like it's just, the whole thing is off right now. It is off. I hate it. I can tell what's going to happen though. I can tell that AI is going to get better and better and better, and we're going to have these chatbots which kind of interact with us in a way which is almost human, you know, but not quite. And then it's going to suddenly flip where they're more human than we are, and we start sounding like robots and horrible entities. It's going to flip, I can tell. And the bots are going to have these kind of, you know, these video interactions with each other, and they're going to have a bot lounge where they talk about, man, I had to deal with this human today. He was unbelievable, so rude. Pass me the butter. I want to have some, you know, AI toast. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I think that's what's going to happen serious though. Like we've got AI kind of and computer stuff filtering into our lives bit by bit by bit. When you take a sneak peek at China, for example, so if we jump over to the tubes over here, say, I'm pretty sure I could do this even from within Google. Say, video of modern life in China, REAI services and road use in particular. So, inside, yeah, like this, there's this robot taxi stuff going on. See if we can get a little bit of sound happening as well.
Describe your needs and goals.
It's too much sound.
AI will transform your tailored brief.
See, even the ads are for AI. Like, look at that. I mean, I know this is happening in America as well. I know they've got, it was a Weibo or something, I can't remember what it's called.
Economic and technology zone of Wuhan.
Wuhan.
Here, we are going to get a.
I love the British accent. It's so cool.
So we're going to get a self-driving taxi. Now, I have an Ito, and that self-drives, but Vicky's behind the wheel. But these taxis, there's literally
Look at that.
nobody in them at all apart from the passenger.
So this was videoed when? Do we know? 11th of July, 2024. This is almost a year old, and that was already around. So, yeah, I think, you know, it's going to creep in the way that fax machines crept into business. You remember that? The faxes when they first came out in the, God, was it the 80s? I think it was the late 80s. I remember the fax service in Bathurst, where I spent a bit of growing up time. They talked about, it was on the radio, come in and send a fax, you know, at the Australia Post Office. So it was a machine that you'd basically hire. You'd scribble something on a piece of paper, plug it into, no, you'd actually hand it to the person at the counter, and they would actually put that in the fax machine because it was too technical for any, you know, ordinary person to use. You had to get someone who was trained in how to use a fax. And the air fryer has done the same thing. The air fryer are now ubiquitous. I do not recall anybody advertising an air fryer. All I remember is seeing it appear in my house, in my kitchen, and I started using it. And I love it. They're so good. But like they never actually, I don't remember there being like a massive marketing campaign about get yourself an air fryer, you know, the same way that DVDs were advertised, CDs were advertised. I remember vaguely microwaves being a brand new thing back in the mid-80s as well. And we got our first microwave, and my mother made a cake in it using the same timing for a traditional oven. So the cake came out like a brick of concrete. It was so hard. It was crazy. It was way overcooked. Yeah, so there was a different kind of technique to use for cooking with the microwave. But with the air fryer, it just kind of just worked. It went straight in, and everyone knew how to use it intuitively because it was all menu driven. Well, they are menu driven. So the air fryer, we've gone through 3 of them in the last 2 years, I reckon, and each one is successfully bigger than the previous one. It's so much fun. Yeah, so I don't know. I think the same thing's happening with AI. Little bit by little bit, it creeps in, and we're starting to accept it and use it as a everyday tool, which is really interesting. So in the audio world, with this, I've lost a rubber foot, I've noticed as well. My OCD is going into overdrive. I want to find out where that is. I noticed that they were coming loose over time and I pressed them in, but I didn't press that one in hard enough. It's come out and I've lost it. So there's only 2 points of contact now. This base unit, that one there, and now I've lost that. So now it rocks. It's annoying me. It's annoying me like crazy. So I was on a recent shoot with some buddies doing some sound recording on a movie. This is the device I use. I use this because it's got timecode capability with a Bluetooth adapter just installed down here. Excuse me. So that Bluetooth adapter does Bluetooth timecode. I'm going to do a video on timecode itself because it's such a fascinating piece of technology, which has been around almost 60 years. You know, the 1960s was 60 years ago. I was born in the middle of it, 1965, and I'm 60, so it's 60 years ago that it's been used, and it's slowly being adopted more and more now. So I was using timecode for the first time properly on this last shoot on was it Friday? No, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, actually Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 nights of shooting. I'm gonna cough again. I don't want to blast you with my cough. Hang on. Oh, that's better. Sorry about that. Yeah, so it was 3 nights of shooting and recording and using timecode. So really, really good fun. But I discovered with the editor last night, something went wrong in the coordination of the timecode, I think with the camera and the audio gear. So timecode's got to be basically running on both the camera and the audio gear synced up. And I think it got out of sync or stopped working on the camera. And so there's a little bit of information missing, but we still are able to sync it up manually. It just takes a bit longer, that's all. But yeah, that was good fun. So still enjoying using this. This is turning into a bit of a beast, I've got to tell you. There's, I'll turn it on and show you because it's going to be easier. There's this mode. I just hope it doesn't get too, oh yeah, that's right. So there's this mode that we go into over here in general settings. It's under other timecode. And in here is where the timecode gets synced up. I turn it off for now. Oops, save some battery life. And then with this device, this is cool, under system file name, you can save the file that you're working on under a particular file name. And what I'm doing is I'm standardizing the file name so that I've got a folder in the memory card for the movie we're working on. So I call it whatever the movie's called. And then in that folder, I put in the files. And we've got R1 for roll 1, because it harks back to the film days with timecode and a lot of film procedures, if you like. And so because movies used to be filmed on film, they're now recorded on video. That's a better way to say it. Recorded on film, now it's recorded on video. They used to use rolls of film. They go through literal, tens of rolls of film stock to get through a movie. So you'd often start with roll 1, then you'd have the scene, and it might be scene 1, and then you'd do shot, and it might be shot 1, and then you'd have T for take, and then the number. So what I'm doing here is I'm going roll 1, and really it could be memory card 1, but it doesn't really matter, media 1, whatever. And then through the course of a movie being planned and the filming of the movie to be, a recording of the movie being planned, you go through the set that you're working on and then make all of the recordings that you can using that set to cut down on time for tearing down the set and building up a new set. And that's why you'll see, instead of being in sequence, like roll one, scene one, shot one, take one, it'll jump from roll one, scene one to roll one, scene 4, for example, and then jump to roll one, scene 2, shot 4, and just jump all over the place, because the filming that's occurring is done in that particular set, representing that room or that place or that space where the actors are. And so you have this crazy code where you can then, in editing, you can pull out the recorded information and join it all together and edit the whole thing into a final movie. So this camcorder one, this recorder, this audio recorder, one of the reasons I chose this one was because it's got the capability of customizing the file name of the recording. What happened there? Oh, there we go. This is crazy. I tried to get around, anyway, that's another subject. Tried to get around this thing turning itself off by making recordings, but no, it's not going to work. So the file name, basically, I can make whatever I want, and therefore that gives me the flexibility to write down in the file name for future reference the roll number, the scene number, the shot number, and the take number. And interestingly, this one also has the capability of incrementing the take number automatically. So if I do a recording of the audio for roll 1, shot 4, scene D, take 1, and then we stop recording and then start recording again, it automatically increments to the next take. So I don't have to stop this and then fiddle around. And it saves time by automatically incrementing that take number. And then you can see there, we can go up to pretty much 10,000 takes. So that's a stack of takes. Normally you hit around the 10 or 12. Sometimes you can go as high as 50, I've seen, but I've never seen anything go beyond 50. So that's the beauty of this particular device. It's got that Bluetooth capability for Bluetooth wireless timecode keeping, the file naming to make whatever file name you want within a certain limit. I think it's 9 characters that I'm limited to for the file name, but using that code, it fits in really easily. And then it'll increment automatically up to 10,000 takes. And then on top of that, pardon me, it's got the 6 inputs, so 4 XLRs, 2 microphones built in, stereo in for camera input and output line recording, and then headphone out with a separate preamp for that. And then all the buttons logically created on the front panel here, LCD touchscreen, which lets me do things on screen or using the buttons. It's got the hold button on the side there, so you can basically put it on hold and then anything you touch or move won't change anything on the device, so you can freeze it. It's got a micro SD card and a USB audio interface channel, as well as battery charging channel, so you can plug that in for use to a computer for audio interface mixing straight into the computer with that if you want. Runs on 4 batteries or off that USB port for additional power, which is what I use it for. And you can also remotely control this via that Bluetooth dongle with an app on the iPhone. So so I can plant this somewhere and then remotely control it from about 10 meters away. So very handy and just a really good, solid piece of gear, which I'm really happy that I bought, basically. Yeah, so that's the thing I'm using for all of my work with video and movie production. So yep, having a good time with all of that. So that's taken up the last couple of days, and they were really long nights. So we started, not really long, but anyway, we started at 6:30 p.m, finishing around about 9 o'clock, then 10:30, then 12 o'clock on Sunday night. The worst part was I had to start work at Signub yesterday, Monday morning at 5:30 a.m. So I got about maybe 5 hours sleep. I don't know. I was so tired yesterday, and I was in a bad mood with everyone that I worked with. So apologies, everyone at Signub. That was a really bad day. Yeah. What else is happening? Let's move over to the. We'll do it this way. Whoops, we'll do it that way rather. let's head over to the little wireless black and white camera. Sorry, Alfie. Oh, poor boy. Almost got you. Because what I want to do is show you a couple of things with respect to this thing here as well. So this is the Kodak Pix Pro, I think it's called. Yeah, the Pix Pro WP wireless, no, waterproof digital. So Z. WPZ2. I don't know why they've called that. That's a weird name. Anyway, I've taken the battery out of this and I bought myself this battery charger, so it hopefully charges up the battery quicker, but it's got the capability of having 2 batteries charging at once. So I've ordered 2 more batteries for this so I can keep this thing powered up and ready for use for a lot longer, because I am still super impressed with this camera, I've got to tell you. I've loaded up some photos on Instagram using this, and yeah, I'm really impressed with the quality of the photos that are coming out of it. I've rigged up this Rode little handheld tripod thing. This is really cool too. So this tripod from Rode here in Australia, it's got a little sliding sleeve which locks the legs, or actually lets them expand further down so you can have this thing closer to the ground, or sliding it again, it twists this sleeve, where is it? There. So then you can have it standing a little bit taller. Obviously adjusts with this ball head any way you want. I've got this double adapter to put the Rode branded LED on that side and the camera on that side, so you can have a lit environment with that. It's just kind of really portable and small. I like that. This is going to make life easier to recharge because I don't have to open and close that door then to put a cable in all the time. There's not a lot else that I've done in terms of purchases, but one thing I did do was I resurrected my Zhiyun, what's it called again? Oops, there it goes. It's called the Weeble S, which is the gimbal. So I've attached our camera to it, and then you can see that it's a little bit smoother in the operation than handheld, completely handheld. Can we view it? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, we can. See? So this thing zooming around is giving us different views of everything. I just like how it's a bit smoother, because the handheld was good, but I just wanted to make it a little bit better and make use of this investment rather than just have it sitting around doing nothing. So that's on the gimbal now. There is a mode on this where I can do tracking, but I haven't actually tried that out yet. So I'll give that a go on another day. Just going to lock that off. Okay, so that's cool. It's got a lot of handy features to automate stuff. And I can control the camera from the gimbal itself. So start recording, change ISO, change aperture, change all kinds of bits and pieces. I'm thinking about buying it's actually an autofocus motor that goes on the side as well. $166 from Amazon, but I'm going to use it to do the zoom. So there's a wheel on that gimbal. I'll show you. So the wheel, whoop, what happened there? I thought I locked that. I did not lock it well enough, did I? There we go, that's locked now. So the wheel over here, you have to look on the bottom right screen, that wheel just there, that can be used for wirelessly control, not wirelessly, it's internal, USB control of the camera's focus ring, but it's got to be kind of compatible. Mine's not compatible, so I'll use that instead for doing manual zoom. I don't have a lot else to talk about today. I want to practice the guitar a stack more today. So I've got, as you can tell, I've got some time off work, so I'll be taking the time to do stuff that I like to do. So you know, the creative things. One thing I've got to do is get into the airbrushing. I've got some airbrushing equipment there, so I wouldn't mind trying to make some stickers and things like that. That should be interesting. I've got an idea in my head on how it would look. I think it'll look pretty good. But I do want to pick up the guitar and do some practice. I've got a task to do. I've got to record a song. I'm going to do a cover. I normally don't do covers because I'm not really good at copying other people's music, so that's why I like making my own. But I would really like Van Morrison's song, Gloria. And I met someone on set a little while ago who's pretty cool, and I told her I'm going to record the song for her because it's just so cool. She's a Chinese girl, and her name is Gloria. I think she's adopted that as an Aussie name, and she's got some friends that have been referring versions of Gloria to her as well. She finds it really funny. I thought it was funny too, so I'll see if I can do that. It'd be an interesting challenge too, because Van Morrison is very, I don't know, unique. His style is really cool. So I don't know if I could do it justice, but I'll give it a go. If it's good enough, I'll release it. If it's not good enough, I'll just do a parody of it and then share that as with you guys too. And that is kind of where I'm at the moment. So just seeing if there's anything else that needs to be shared, told. Not really. I think, I got to be honest, I'm getting a little bit jaded with Signub, and I'm looking to do something else, because it's just, it's annoying me. I think pretty much all of the jobs that I've ever done have resulted in the same kind of feeling of annoyance. I just feel like, you know, when you're doing something that you don't really want to do, and it's because you kind of have to, and I know that's what most people's lives are. I'm one of those people who basically follows what Steve Jobs' philosophy, well, not philosophy, he had an expression, and I don't know whether it's something he really believed and did or not, but I like the idea of it. And that was, when you get up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror getting ready to go and do something in that day, and you ask yourself, is this something that I really want to do? And then you honestly respond with yes or no. And if you have too many days of it being no, then it's time for a change, basically. I like that idea. It's not a decision that you make then and there. It's over time you reflect back on it and go, how many times did I say no to that question? Do I really want to continue doing what I'm doing? And then if it's too many times of no, then obviously you've got to change something. And it's not at that stage yet, I've got to be honest. I do enjoy being around a lot of the people that I work with. The work itself is really labor intensive, not much thinking, and so it's it can get, what's the word? Like, I know I've got other choices, and so it's not like I have to stay there. If I had to stay there, man, I feel for people who are in that position where you've got no other choice except, what you've got to do. So yeah, I'm grateful for the experience, I've got to say, and I would like to stay there and do 2 or 3 days a week, in all honesty, but I can't do that kind of a job Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, or whatever the hours are. That would be just too much. So yeah, it makes me realise that I'm in a lucky and privileged and good position where I don't have to do that kind of work to survive. Yeah, like I've got a degree I can fall back on. I've got decades of experience in IT. I picked up skills in sound recording. I'm doing YouTube. I know how to video. I know how to mix. I know how to play an instrument. I can busk. I can do, a lot more than what the average person does. Not that they can't do it, it's more that the willingness to do it is not there for a lot of people. So I'm super grateful for that mentality. I don't know where I got that from, but I'm really glad that I've got it. Like, I just have that get up and go to do the stuff that I want to do. I don't care what people think or say or, anything. So I'm really grateful for that, because it means, I believe anyway, that I can survive pretty much in any environment. I'm going to be a survivor. So I may not be a thriver right now. I do not feel like I am thriving, that's for sure, but I'm definitely surviving. Like, I've thrived before, far out. Like, I've gone from being unemployed. I remember leaving school and being unemployed for a few months and learning that is not a good place to be. And it's more from societal pressure that's put on you and your own thinking and your own mentality of feeling worthless, feeling like you're not contributing, and then having people amplify that. So whether they're good or bad, I don't know, but there's people out there that just, for whatever reason, join in on that conversation that you're having with yourself, which is bad enough, and then amplify that, which is worse. So those people who do that, you're not helping. You do not help other people in that position by doing that. It makes it worse. And maybe that's what you want. Maybe you do enjoy seeing people suffer and be in pain because you may be feeling that way yourself and you want to share that. I don't know. It's really weird, but it's not helpful for the person making the comments and the person who is the object of the comments. And I'm remembering days where you go into the unemployment office and basically be trying to ask for the money that you're paying for in your taxes to reimburse you and help you through a tough time. They make you feel bad too, man. Like, just by the way they will talk at you and the questions they will ask you, and then, basically give you hell. It's really psychologically damaging, really bad. So it's a good system to have. It's really, we're fortunate in Australia to have an unemployment type of an arrangement like that to help people in those times of need, which I needed. But man, there's a better way to execute on that as well, to run it. And we don't have to be as ass-hatty as people can be. Yep, they're like most people are not going to try to rip off a system. Some people will, for sure, but they're the minority, and they're a minor minority, and they're going to be that way regardless of what happens. So there's no point trying to make them better. Anyway, I'm on my soapbox. So I remember being unemployed and how bad that was, and I remember also being in positions where there was so much money coming in. I seriously, didn't know what to do with it, but there was just so much money coming in. It was crazy. So I've been through both sides of it, and neither extreme is where happiness lies. But in this space that I'm in right now, I'm actually realizing that a balanced approach to income and living and buying things is where I'm happiest. So right now, I reckon I'm average, and so I'm not super poor, I'm not super rich, but I'm okay. I just want more. So what I've decided to do is, rather than go back in and get a high profile or a high flying or high paying job, I just want to get an average paying job, and then have the flexibility of my time back. Because that's the thing that I've appreciated with Signub the most, is being in control of my time. I'm working casually so I can accept or reject the offers of work shifts. There's a limit to that, where if you keep on rejecting it, they're going to get the message you don't want to work with them anymore and not give you any more shifts. So that's fair. But when you're reasonable and you accept a reasonable amount of shifts and they're giving you a reasonable amount of shifts as well, then I think both parties are happy with that. And if you're not, you could go full time and work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, but I don't want that. and they've got plenty of other people who do want that, so that's open for them to get it. But what I've learned is, for me personally, I really like the around about 3 or 4 days a week, 8 hours each day, and then the rest of the time I can do what I want. I really like that. And I get to do stuff like this, which is really enjoyable for me. I don't know if it's a lot of value for you, but I have noticed that in doing these, as well as the occasional almost podcasty type thing with people like James, or the podcasts I do myself, we're getting a slow number of people interested in what I'm doing as well. So I'll keep on doing that. Keep on doing the camera stuff as well. I love photography. I don't know, it's something that is, I don't know what it was. It was something that captured my imagination, I remember, in the 70s. And I remember looking at a magazine thinking, yeah, I wouldn't mind a camera. And then in I don't know, late 70s, early 80s, seeing ads for at the time, the Canon A1, which I've actually got up there. I can show you. Canon A1, this is awesome. The Canon A1 at the time in I think it would have been 79, 1980, something like that, when I saw my first advertisement for a Canon A1. The Canon A1 cost as much as a car. You can see the dust on it. I haven't used it for a little while. But that's it there, the Canon A1 35mm film camera, one of the first automatic cameras to come out at the time. And like automatic in terms of, it would do automatic shutter speed, automatic exposure, in terms of shutter and, what's the word? Aperture. So the opening and the speed of the shutter, opening and closing, was done automatically by a pre-programmed analog circuit. It wasn't even digital, it was analog. So the engineering that went into that was through the roof. And that's good for like 1 million shots. And we're probably, I don't know, a smidgen of the way through that. So it's got a long, long life ahead of it. And that's what captured my imagination, I think, was the cost of it. So there's a challenge there to kind of buy a camera. And then the mystery of how it all works. And then the output, which would be either fantastic or disastrous, depending on your ability to control the camera and your eye for detail and things like that. Just brilliant. Yeah, so I've always been fascinated with recording noises and capturing images. And I think that's why video is so appealing. Like, it's got both built into one. So yeah, very, very fortunate. I count myself fortunate to be alive in this time. Because if you're a believer at all, there's a part in the Bible that talks about where God basically has determined not only where you live, but when you live. So that just blows my mind all the time. So I don't get to choose who my parents are. I don't get to choose which country I live in. I don't get to choose what time I live. That's all determined by someone else. And I just love that idea where it's completely random. Yeah, apparently, yeah. So I don't know. I got this funny thing in my brain where I go, everything is random or everything is tightly controlled. And I think we live in the middle of that. I don't know which is right or which is wrong, or whether that's even true. All I know is that that makes sense more to me than most other things, that we don't determine where or when we are alive. So I count myself lucky, fortunate, blessed, or every day, to live in this day and age. But then when you think about it, you'd say that at any age, because you don't know, you've got nothing to compare it against. So who knows, maybe when, in 5 years' time, when AI completely takes over, things are much, much, much better, and we're thinking, wow, I should have been here all the time. But yeah, maybe it's even worse. I don't know. The mysteries of life. I don't know. Yeah, so that's it. I want to get things done in what's left of today, so I'm going to call it quits there. I've booked in my car to get my tyres rotated, even though I've spent a couple $100 on, in fact, it wasn't that much. I spent a little bit of money on an air compressor and a air tool. rattle gun, so I can take tires off cars and things like that. But I don't have a proper lift, so it's kind of pointless. I'd have to spend more money on getting a bit more gear to lift the car up, and then I can quickly take the wheels off and move them around and rotate them. When I can just drive the car down the road, pick up the mechanic and get him to do the changing of the tyres, all part of a brand new tyre purchase, kind of a deal built in. So maybe I'll use it for emergencies, I don't know, we'll see. All right, that's pretty much it. I'm going to give it an applause. No, I'm not. God, I hate that. That is so bad. It's the sounds. This system here, it kind of mutes things automatically when I change scenes. I'll try that again. I'm going to give ourselves an applause. There we go. And I'll say goodbye. And on that note, we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye for now. Take it easy. Have a good week. Enjoy life a lot.